Welcome to the Luminary Women in Tech and Business, the podcast where ambitious women break barriers, build businesses, and thrive in the world of tech. I'm your host, Mariam Idris, a Microsoft certified data consultant, entrepreneur, and an AI and data science student. Today's episode is all about how to break into tech even if you have no prior experience. Now, let's build an empire. All right, so you've heard it 1,000 times. Tech is one of the fastest growing industries. Yes, it is true. I'm sure we all know that with the surge of ChatGPT and introduction to AI. We live in a tech driven world, and guess what that means? It offers incredible job security, career advancement, and let's be real, the salary potential is off the charts. But of course, you will have to work your way up. Maybe you're thinking, I don't have a tech background, or I've never worked with coding or data. Well, let me tell you right now, you can break into tech, and today I'm going to show you how. I know how it feels to doubt yourself, especially when you're trying something new. When I first decided to dive into tech, I was coming from a completely different background. I didn't have a computer science degree, and to be honest, I had barely heard of SQL or Python. I graduated with a pass in accounting, and I didn't think I'd ever fit into the world of data analysis. But something changed when I finally decided to take a leap. It was after COVID and I had my little one. I was desperate for change. With just basic Excel skills from my previous roles, I took the plunge, updated my CV, and started applying for jobs. The first interview I landed was for a data analyst position in Leeds. I remember it so clearly. My interview was set for 2 p.m. on a Friday. I was so excited. I set up my silver HP laptop, opened up Teams, and joined the interview about 5 minutes earlier. When I entered the virtual room, I was greeted by three interviewers. Yes, three of them. I remember thinking, Mogbe, that's a Nigerian slang for I am in trouble. The lady started with the first question. Can you tell us about a time you used your initiative to solve a problem? And that's when it happened. My brain completely shut down. I panicked and I said, can you repeat the question again? She did. And I just stared. I was so nervous. I ended up telling them I needed a minute off the camera to gather my thoughts. I switched off my camera, but then that didn't help. The anxiety took over, and before I knew it, I had closed my laptop and went straight to bed. That was the end of the interview for me. I was crushed. I felt so embarrassed, and I honestly thought that was the end of my tech career. But here's the thing, I realized that confidence was the missing piece. Self-confidence is crucial when transitioning into tech. It is essential to trust that you have what it takes, even if you don't have all of the answers right away. The truth is, tech is for everyone, no matter what field you come from or how unsure you feel. What's important is having the right mindset. You don't need to be a coding expert to land a tech role. What you need is curiosity, willingness to learn, and a belief that you can grow. Trust me, there are so many resources available online, and with a little dedication, you can definitely make it. First, let's talk about some beginner-friendly roles in tech. These roles are often entry-level and you don't need years of experience to apply. Some of the most common positions for people breaking into tech are: one, data analyst. Now, I may be a bit biased here, but data analysis is a fantastic entry point. I always say this to people. If you're looking to go into any data science or AI roles, as a beginner, your best bet is to start with data analysis and then you transition slowly. You build your expertise and skills as you go. The second one is technical support specialist. If you're someone who is good at problem solving and troubleshooting, this role might be a perfect fit. The third one is product or project manager. If you have a knack for organizing, collaborating, and leading projects, product management could be a great role for you. Number 4, we have UX or UI designer. UX or UI design is a great entry-level role if you have an eye for design. At number 5, we have Salesforce Administrator. If you're interested in working with software without the coding aspects, Salesforce is a great platform to get into. What sparked my curiosity was when I got my second interview and it required me to learn SQL. I decided to make a cup of coffee and learn basic to intermediate SQL, enough to get me through the interview. No, I didn't get the job, but that sparked a passion for coding and I was ready to learn. I was hungry. And that's the secret. Tech is for everyone. I came from a completely different field and felt the same doubts you might be feeling. But trust me, you can do this, and you don't need to be a coding expert from day one. When I first started learning data analysis, I thought it would be like solving puzzles, and honestly, I was terrified of the code. But I started small by mastering Excel and slowly moving to SQL and Power BI. I didn't know everything right away, but little by little, it all started to make sense. So don't be afraid to start with the basics and work your way up. All right, now that you've got some ideas about the beginner-friendly roles, let's dive into the skills and certifications that will make your transition smoother. To tell you the truth, I never was a certification kind of girl. I remember when I first started focusing on certifications, I felt overwhelmed thinking there were so many things I had to learn. But the key is to start with small, manageable goals. I started with a certification from EDX, then project management, and built my way up from there to Microsoft certified Power BI data analyst. And that made me feel so accomplished. As I learned more, I realized certifications really do boost your confidence. One thing about certification is you feel accomplished and you have a physical proof of your growth and investment in your career. Tip: this is great for when you'd like a raise or the next senior role. To break into tech, the key skills to develop are problem solving, communication, strategic thinking, and technical literacy. Here are the certifications to get you started. We have Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst, Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals, APM Project Fundamentals, Google IT Support Professional Certificate, and loads more. Google is your friend. One of the hardest things women face when transitioning into tech is imposter syndrome. You might feel like you don't belong or that you're not good enough. This is a normal feeling. But I'm here to tell you it's all about overcoming those thoughts. When I started, I faced imposter syndrome too. I felt like I was too late in the game and I did not know as much as others. And this happened with my first job. I didn't have the best manager and it felt like I wasn't good enough. The work environment was so toxic, and not until after I left the company did I realize that everyone, even the most seasoned tech professional, had to start somewhere. My mentor, who is my husband, helped me to see that every expert was once a beginner. You might ask, well, Miriam, how do I overcome imposter syndrome? What you need to do is to recognize that everyone starts somewhere. Take breaks when you get stuck, celebrate your wins, find a support system, and stop comparing yourself to others. Breaking into tech without prior experience might feel intimidating at first, but it is 100% possible. With the right skills, mindset, and resources, you'll be well on your way to a fulfilling career in tech. Remember, tech isn't just for those with computer science degree, it's for all of us. So if you're ready to take that leap, which I hope you do, I hope this episode gave you the confidence and practical tools to get started. Now let's get out there and start building your empire. You can also connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at I am Mariam Idris for more insights, behind the scenes content, and updates. Remember, dream big, take action, and keep building. See you in the next episode. Thank you.